Well, this is really hard news, and I'm devastated to say it and share it with you today, but, you know, everything can't last forever. And I get a little choked up, but the couch is no more. It's moving day here at the apartment. This beautiful living spaces couch that it's been in my life for 4 years. The same amount of time that I've lived in this apartment is being sold to someone I hope will appreciate a lot of space, a beautiful color, gray. The most I can hope for is that it gets as much use as Allison and I got out of it in the last 4 years that we've lived together. I'm kind of shifting around in my living space, and Allison's shifting around in her living space, and while we'll still continue doing the podcast, we will no longer be roommates. It's devastating, it's sad, and I feel like it has really taken effect now that the couch is no longer here. Gone are the days of walking out the door, being right by the Griffith Observatory, being right by our beloved Lazy Acres, going to get coffee at Bolt's, you know, all these amazing landmarks that have been just like right outside of our doorstep. So it's just been a really good location, a really good apartment, and an especially good couch that I may just eventually have to get the same replica from Living Spaces when I do buy a new couch. Where I'll be living, I'm kind of downsizing, so it doesn't really make sense to have this behemoth of a furniture piece. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to make this silly little video just to mark a significant change in my living situation in LA. And as much as I joke about this couch, it is kind of like a staple and huge part of my identity whenever I have people over. It's the proudest thing about this apartment, aside from, of course, my Ireland picture. It's the couch. The couch. A place, no matter how nice it is nothing without a solid couch. For me personally, this is, you know, peak couch right here. It's U-shaped, and none of that low back couch where you like sit back and your back could just topple over. Like, it needs to have a good height. It needs to be firm but cushiony. You can have two people sleep on here at the same time at night. One person just lays diagonally right here. One person lays horizontally right here. It's like, so much can be done. So much entertainment has been watched sitting on this couch. Severance, White Lotus, rewatches of Mad Men, of Friends, of Cheers. I remember the first piece of entertainment that we watched, Hacks season 1, episodes 1 and 2 when they were released. And then the last thing that was watched, at least with me, was A Nice Indian Boy, which is a very good movie. But there's just been so much joy and so much entertaining and dinner parties, and we'd have game nights on this couch.
Crazy, prayer, open book, Bible.
They're gonna get
How
it.
do I know? Bible, praying, make a prayer. Oh, living on a prayer? No.
It was just so much has been done. I've lived in LA now for over 5 years. I know it sounds like I'm like leaving LA. I'm not leaving LA. Before I moved here, I was living at an apartment on Capitol Hill in Seattle, and I felt if I was ever going to get into entertainment outside of just like YouTube and the social media space, I needed to be in LA. So I'm almost 29. For like the past 10 years, I've always thought about moving to LA and just trying it out. And now that I'm almost 30 years old, I'll be doing my biggest adventure in life, driving down the West Coast and moving to LA. I made the drive down, and I just remember the amazing Washington coast, Oregon coast, and California coast. I stopped by this logging town, Brookings, Oregon, because my dad had worked and lived there in his late 20s. That was interesting. And scary. Stopped by in San Francisco, stopped by the Redwoods. I'm not joking, that was so much fun. Stopped by an assortment of small towns. I learned that you can't judge a town by its name. Eureka has a really cool name. I thought it'd be a really cool town. Turns out, it's just a boring, gritty Victorian town. When I was getting closer and closer to LA, I was like, what did I get myself into? How long was this gonna last? Can I really make this happen? And who knew what was about to happen? The world was gonna change. Everything shut down in March 2020. I'd barely been in LA for that many months. And so I ended up enrolling at AFI, and I wanted like an outlet to be creative. Outside of being creative there, I just wanted like more of a sandbox, just kind of do whatever I wanted. When I was talking to Allison about it one day, the idea of podcasting came up. Allison and I have been podcasting for like a little over a year now. I sit over here, Allison sits over there. We've had wonderful guests that have come on the podcast, sit in these couches. So many movies that we've done on the podcast. A Beautiful Thing, Josie and the Pussycats. I'm just working off the top of my head right now. Nosferatu. There's just been, I don't know why, those are 3 very random movies. Yeah, and now I'm just at a new crossroads in my life. Like when I first moved here, I was approaching 30, my early 30s, the beginning of my 30s, and now I've quickly rolled into my mid 30s, and it just feels like I blinked my eyes. And it's already 2025. This is insane. But yeah, I feel like the podcast is just a great time capsule of the entertainment that we're watching now. Also catching up with older movies too that we may have not watched before and discussing those. And then also kind of a way for Allison and I to kind of put a marker on where we're at in our lives and what's going on.
A millennial gay root and investigation.
A gay root?
A gay root, like an origin
route.
story. No, root. I mean,
Like a
both
tree
could work.
root?
Like the root of your queerness becoming a tree.
My queerness is not a tree.
Okay, that's fine.
The frogs are screaming and the girls are hunting.
What's going on here? You got the lights, the camera?
Guys, I had coffee at 5:45 today. hey.
As you've seen in our videos, like Allison and I just like love entertainment and love to talk about it. And so this is really, it feels strange to be moving out of here. There's just been so much time spent on this couch. It's gotten a lot of use, and I feel like it has many more years of good use. I sold it to some bros that live in Mar Vista. As they parted, I said it was a good couch and to treat it well, and hopefully they get a lot of good use out of it. Yeah, it's been a really good apartment. It's been a really good couch, and it continues to be a really good podcast, Queer Cinema Catchup. So please like, subscribe, comment, recommend movies that we should talk about, and we'll see you on Thursday.